time gets hard, that's when I deliver.
Chiefs have got to have some Mahomes magic.
Was it late for the end zone? Kelsey wide open. Touchdown!
I knew that was the game winner.
Knocked down many times, but I still get up. Put me in the game, play good under pressure.
Butker's going to try to win it with a 58-yard field goal. It's good! Money!
Pat does it better than anybody in the league is when adversity hits, his level of play goes up. We rally and follow the leader.
Good now?
Man, isn't Travis Kelce speaking the truth, as Patrick Mahomes is the only quarterback in the Super Bowl era to post a winning record in games his team falls behind by double digits. That according to Elias. You see Mahomes here ranking ahead of other known comeback specialists. Tim Tebow, that's right, seriously. Okay. Tom Brady, of course, every notable record involves Tom Brady. And the original GOAT, Joe Montana, who himself performed well in those situations. But Key, there's more to the Chiefs than just comebacks. They're so explosive on offense. Do you have some concern for the Saints this week?
I do have concerns for them because when you look at Patrick Mahomes, you mentioned explosive. They are explosive. And I think when you talk about a guy that continues to do the things that he does at the quarterback spot, it's not all Patrick Mahomes. I give a lot of credit to Eric Bieniemy and a lot of credit as well to Andy Reid. They're kind of the silent secret guys on the sideline for him. Every single quarterback that Andy Reid touches has this composure, this calm about him coming from behind. But as a whole, when you look at the matchup in general, you got to be concerned if you're the New Orleans Saints. You're going out there possibly with Taysom Hill, maybe Jameis Winston gets some reps. This is one of the reasons I believe that they've taken and grabbed Drew Brees off of the IR after those ribs, just in case they want to put him out there for some reason throughout the course of the week. He looks good. Because they're going to score points. The Chiefs are going to score. And based on what I saw from Taysom Hill against the Philadelphia Eagles, he wasn't bad, Dan, right? Yeah. He wasn't great. But he was just kind of in the middle. In the middle is not going to beat the Chiefs at all.
Yeah, I don't really care who plays quarterback for the Saints. I just know this Chiefs defense, to beat them, they are going to bring their zero blitz package whenever they want. 5 times this game. To beat the Chiefs, whoever plays quarterback has to hurt it. You either protect or attack zero pressure. All-out blitz is coming on third down, and you got to have a guy going vertical. You can get press across the board, man-to-man, one-on-one. You got to beat the free rusher. Someone is going to come free, whoever's playing quarterback. That's great. Now, when you get that win, Key, you notice, that's a wide-open receiver in the NFL. You got to hit them. You got to gut them. You got to take their, so you can't underthrow. That can't happen on third down because those tips will equal interceptions. They'll also play man-to-man coverage, but also play double robber. Those drop-down safeties. It's 3rd and 5. They know shallow crosses are coming, something the Saints do. Listen, man, you have got to be willing to be aggressive on third down when they're going to play that drop-down coverage. Look at those safeties. Ooh. They got those eyes on those shallow crosses. The go route's got to go. It's got to leave your hand, and you got to go win contested routes again. If you're going to get into empty, the Saints do this. And they're going to bring out their all-out pressure. Look at this. That's 5 guys pressed across the line of scrimmage. You don't see that in the NFL. Again, if you have that deep shot, no drift, no, the ball's got to come out. That's wide open. Taysom Hill, Drew Brees, Jameis Winston, I don't care who it is. To beat the Saints, no matter what the week is, especially on Sunday when you play them, when they bring their zero blitz, you cannot think, I got to protect. You think, I got to attack. And you got to hit them to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, and you cannot have any self-inflicted wounds against Kansas City. Here on NFL Live, we don't promise you average. We promise you the best, which is why it's now our pleasure to bring in Swagoo as promised. Swagoo,
he made it
on this massive, hello, sir. What do you got in this massive matchup?
Yeah, I see what Dan and Key are talking about with the breakdowns from an offensive standpoint and the Saints, but this is up to the defensive line as well for the New Orleans Saints to generate pressure and keep guys in coverage as much as you possibly can. Look, we talked all year about what Patrick Mahomes does against the blitz. He's a better quarterback against the blitz than he is when you're playing just regular coverage on the back end. So this is up to Cam Jordan, Hendrickson, Marcus Davenport. These guys have to apply the type of pressure to Patrick Mahomes to make him make off-script plays and to create opportunities for this back end. Remember, before the Philadelphia Eagles game, we were talking about the Saints being the best defense because they had made tremendous strides on the back end, stopped giving up a huge amount of plays. Now you get the Kansas City Chiefs, who are known for big plays, who are known for those shots to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Now it's up to the guys up front to get pressure. If you go back to the Super Bowl last year, Bosa was trending operating to be the MVP of that game, and that is the thing that was stymieing the Kansas City Chiefs. So the New Orleans Saints defensive line has to show up early and often in this game to have any shot at trying to take care of Patrick Mahomes in this offense.
And it's especially going to be difficult for the Saints if they don't have their quarterback, that, of course, being Drew Brees. So let's bring Adam Schefter back into the mix. And Schefter, we've been talking about it all week. What is the latest that you've heard on Drew Brees?
Well, Field, the Saints have designated him to return off injury reserve. He's back on the practice field throwing, so that's an encouraging sign. Now we'll see if the Saints are confident in the range of motion that he's demonstrating, in the recovery that he's experiencing, and they'll make a determination as the game draws closer about whether they believe Brees is healthy enough to get back out there. If he can't go, Taysom Hill would be the starter, but activating him off IR was the first step to getting him back, and the big question now is, when will they officially get him back? Is it this week, next week, or the week after?
Well, some uncertainty, I should say, for New Orleans. No such uncertainty for the Kansas City Chiefs, who, of course, have Patrick Mahomes. And with the win over the Saints, Mahomes would become the 5th quarterback to go 8-0 on the road in a single season, joining Tony Romo, Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, and Joe Montana. Pretty decent company, if you ask me.
Heard of them?
So the Chargers are looking to put a dent in the Raiders' playoff aspirations tonight. And later on NFL Live, we look at how Las Vegas can avoid the upset by their fellow division foe. And someone at our desk believes Baker Mayfield is doing just fine for the Browns. Keyshawn Johnson, what are you keeping an eye on tonight?
Well, I think the one thing I'm going to watch on this one is Henry Ruggs. What happens to the vertical stretch game for the Raiders? Henry Ruggs is out because of COVID, and when you think about this situation, he stretches his field for Waller. He stretches the field for Aguilar. Can they continue to do that with him on the sidelines?
I want to watch Justin Herbert. I mean, every game it seems that Justin Herbert makes 3 or 4 splash plays for this Chargers offense. Just big-time throws that you go, man, this guy looks the part. And we know this Raiders defense is struggling. Watch for throws like this. I mean, this is perfect body position to drive this football to the sideline. You want to talk about a firm touch throw, kind of oxymoron, in front of that safety, but over the trailing underneath defender, it's perfect. I mean, just watch the drop. The body alignment is outstanding. He will have 3 or 4 throws tonight that you look at and go, man, that is special. There's only a few guys in the league that can make those throws.
Meanwhile, Dan, the Raiders are going to be without 4 defensive starters tonight, including former first-round draft pick Clelin Ferrell, and, of course, Jonathan Abraham. And they're going to be without 4 of these guys tonight. On the defensive side, not the way the Raiders want to make their debut for new defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli. On the flip side, the Chargers also will be without some offensive firepower, as Mike Williams is not expected to play at wide receiver due to a back injury. Keenan Allen has a hamstring injury that the Chargers don't sound optimistic he's going to play. They'll test him pregame. If he does play, sounds like it'll be limited snaps only, maybe 3rd downs. But Austin Eckler listed as questionable. He will be out there, Field.
Major fantasy football implications. What I'm thinking about, that Keenan Allen injury news, Shefty.